Hey! Hi guys! Welcome, my name is Michael, I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Curse of Strahd, our D&D 5th edition adventure, featuring, of course, my wonderful supporters, the Patreons, the people who help me keep the lights on. These guys, look at these guys, aren't they amazing? Now, they are going to be playing a variety of colourful adventurers to be playing in the less colourful land of Barovia, a haunted, hideous, fear-mongering and fear-ridden landscape that is ruled by an evil count by the name of Strahd. We are going to go on this adventure with these amazing people as they continue their journeys. Joining us, of course, are our usual cast of heroes, but as they are going to introduce themselves, I'm going to invite, of course, as always, my audience to give me numbers between 1 to 51 to generate plot twists that I may use in order to generate random effects, fun little things, and of course, calamities for our players to endure during the course of today's game. So feel free to throw in those numbers while we're doing character intros, and yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, starting us off is none other than our familiar face from Immersion Diversion, a fellow streamer as well, Neil. Hello, Neil.
Hello.
Tell us about Vagag, and of course, what Vagag's current mental state happens to be in.
Vagag is a Goliath wizard, fun-loving and loves the party now. We actually, I think since last time, we pulled a lot closer together, so Vagag's having a great time with this. He's a teacher, but he still gets startled by, extremely, startling events, for instance.
So he gets startled by startling things is not an apt description. That's like going, I get sad by sad
them
things.
and I go, I don't know. Okay. He, face is showing up in wine, just is somewhat creepy to him. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, he's there to help people, even if it means just being afraid. So.
Nice. I like that. All right. Next up, of course, playing the powerhouse of the group, none other than the indomitable Argento, is being played by the even more indomitable Charles. Hello. Good morning.
How's it going?
Good evening.
How's it going? Yeah, good evening. Definitely good evening. So yeah. How are you doing?
Not doing too bad. Tell us about Argento and where's his head at right now?
After the bag of chips incident last week, where Argento almost went off to the afterlife with Bahamut, the god deity that I sort of praise, doing pretty good, I think. I think last week's game was a bit of a eye opener for Argento and anyone out there following the character. He got a little bit careless with the first battle we had, and then sort of got a little lost there with a bag of chips, and in the end, I think we've sort of let cooler heads prevail, and now we're looking to rely on the team a lot more, I think, as the character develops and moves forward in this sort of weird and twisting journey he's on.
Very cool. I love it. And I can't wait to see where that journey will eventually lead a character like Argento. Next up, of course, a very near and dear friend of mine, which, you know what, up until this point, I never really realized how much it was the case, but you almost look identical to the character you're playing. Tim, a very, very near and dear friend of mine, playing the role of the Satyr Domiro. Hello.
Good evening, Michael.
And while you're describing this, I'm just going to enlarge this just for my own sake. I just want to see, just for my own sake, like... Right, I mean,
his beard isn't as.
Yeah, I guess your beard is way more spectacular than Demiro's, I guess, but yeah, that was just. I just wanted to make sure of that. Okay, cool. Carry. Tell us about Demiro, and of course, what Demiro's kind of what Demiro's impression of what is going on happens to be.
You've obviously found Demiro's secret weapon, which is the magnificent beard and chops. That's really where it gets its magic power from. It's not the music at all.
Oh yeah, so it's like a Samson and Delilah thing.
Yeah, but this one can be trimmed without it disappearing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yep.
I mean, maybe it's the music, but
this is horsehair.
Who can tell, really? Yeah, so other than being very beardy, Demiro is very much intrigued now by our predicament, so to speak, and it's now become apparent that we're trapped here and at the whim of Strahd. It's a good name to curse, though, isn't it? Strahd.
Strahd.
Strong.
It is.
So yeah, looking forward to supporting everyone through this with a bit of a song and a bound, so that we don't get too down in the dumps and keep spirits up. Keep,
well, preferably
keep
not here. I mean, you don't want to keep spirits up in Barovia. That just sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, maybe keep our spirits up and their spirits down.
Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds better. All right, and of course, last but absolutely not least, the somewhat prophetic character of the group, Esther, being played by McKinley. G'day, Mac. How we doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am absolutely wondrous. Thank you for asking. Tell us about Esther, and where is Esther's head at right now during this travels?
At the moment, I would believe Esther's just filled with sheer determination at this point. Kind of very intrigued, wanting to not keep the party alive, but keep them living, I guess.
All right. Well, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to do that over the course of the adventure. But I guess there is only one way to find out, and that is, of course, to lunge straight in, head first into our adventure, which we will, of course, do right now. All right. Our characters, as of last week, managed to rescue from the bowels of the tunnels beneath the landscape of Barovia several children which had gone missing from the Vitani campsite. However, one poor child still remains missing, but rumor has it she was indeed not alone when she left the camp. A strange traveler, a heavy-set man, seems to have escorted her away from the campsite, seen by some of the passers and travelers who were watching at the edge of camp. Thinking little of it, the group has now got a lead in which to go. The man was seen heading in the direction of the village of Barovia. With your aid, you're hoping that Lavash, the leader of the Vitani camp, might be able to offer you some solace and resources here in this land. Now, among the many things that have already been shared, you managed to speak with one of the guardsmen, a dusk elf by the name of... who remembers the dusk elf's name?
Casimir.
Casimir, thank you. Casimir has informed you that, like him, you were in fact trapped in a realm that is entirely managed and controlled by none other than the evil Count Strahd. Now, Strahd himself seems to be as enigmatic as the powers that he wields within this space, and you are doing your best to try and not only stay out of his way, but also make sure that you can survive until you can find a way to overthrow the power that keeps you trapped, the fog that seems to destroy those who enter within. For the time being, though, friends are what's important, and finding this child may require, obviously, a little bit of speed, a little bit of strength, wisdom, and quick thinking. So you begin your journey, making your way north to the village of Barovia. Now, as you arrive, you see before you a large city. Well, city, it's a village.
Can we see a map?
Yes. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. So, there we go.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Esther has a question.
Oh, sorry. Bear with me
Yep.
for 2 seconds.
No problem.
Music is super dramatic. Okay, there we go. All right. The village itself stands before you like a resting gnarled root growing out of the soft loamy soils of the lands of Barovia. It is by far the saddest place in the land. The residents constantly walk with an air of fear and terror, scarcely having the courage to brave the lands out the streets outside their very homes. It lies in the shadow of an immense castle, you know to be Castle Ravenloft, concealed by a fog that pours over like a weeping wound from the hillside of which it stands. Until recently, the people of Barovia have taken to discounting travelers and those who come from foreign lands, shutting doors and closing windows. But now the people here just look tired and exhausted. Now, this is what the Barovian houses kind of look like. Your typical Victorian, your typical Victorian kind of village places and the like.
Oh.
All around. Now, you are arriving from the east. So you guys are along this street here, which I shall sync your views. There we go. And for the purposes of expedience, Argento, I'm going to use you as a...
He's a giant.
I'm going to use you as a marker for where you guys are traveling through Barovia. So, you have entered, and again, you can see the weary people. McKinley.
Sorry, there was something I had wanted to ask one of the Vistani before we left, if I may just ask it quickly.
Oh, by all means.
I'll just say quickly, was the last girl, Arabelle, was she wearing anything specific? Anything that would have been unique?
Arabelle was known to have a blue ribbon tied into her hair. It is a very special ribbon because it is made of the same silk you see commonly in the Vistani decorations and the like.
Okay, because I do have something that could work. Thank you.
Very well. Now, Barovia village was a short distance away, probably a good 2 hours or so. It is about 10 a.m. when you arrive, and the people are trying to go about their day. I say trying, people are setting up shops, and people are setting their stalls. But, again, it's 10 o'clock. They should have been done hours ago, but it seems like this whole town has a certain lethargy about it. As you enter, you find the main street. Remembering, of course, in your possession is also a letter inviting you to speak with the Burgermeister. You're also searching for information about this large, heavyset individual. And, of course, anything you can find about a bunch of really, really cool and awesome people that you, of course, are going to meet here in this wonderful and love-filled and amazingly energetic place.
Well,
Wow.
shall we?
You know what this place needs?
Don't. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, needs a song.
No.
Clearly. Could you remind us, did we hear actual rumor of the Burgermeister, or was that after the game that you were telling us a story we weren't supposed to know?
That was exposition.
Okay. Just checking.
Once we reach the town, may I do something?
Yeah, by all means. You've just entered, so this is where you currently are.
Okay, so should be... I want to use locate object.
All right. Casting
It
this...
says,
Oh, yeah, sorry, go on.
no, go first.
Okay. Casting locate object allows you to be able to hone in and focus your energies to try and magically identify the location of a specific item. You, I imagine, wish to use locate object to try and find the ribbon in question. So, let's just take a quick look at the lands of Barovia. The ribbon, you can tell, is en route somewhere on the road between the Tsur Pool and the Tsur Falls. So somewhere sort of here-ish. That is where the ribbon happens to be.
That can go far.
I will relay this to everyone.
So it's outside of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, quick thinking, Esther. That should already buy some time. Perhaps we shall stock up and make a moves.
I'm going to go up to a citizen of the town. And excuse me, do you by chance have a library in this town? In this village? Michael.
Hi there. You see
Hello.
you see an elderly man who seems to be sitting on a rocking chair. He seems to be moving back and forth with the creak of the wood beneath his feet. He turns and he says, "Library? We don't have a library. No. Books are for Strahd and the devil. Do you have the devil in you, son? You
No,
look
sir.
like you've got the devil in your eyes."
Do I? I hope not. That would be bad.
He
Then I
rocks.
just go,
He rocks back and forth on his rocking chair as he continues.
Sir,
All right.
I am a teacher. I just wish to know knowledge.
All right.
And then I walk away from him. Well, that didn't help.
Okay, where would you like to navigate in the town? Where would you like to head? You may move north, south, east, west, wherever.
Should we go and stock up on some provisions and maybe we might be able to find some ponies or horses or something so we could speed up our movement a bit?
If a horse can hold me, but yes, for sure.
Okay. Following the main road,
Large horse, you.
following the main
warhorse.
road in town, you eventually come to a kind of like a central town circuit. To your right is a very large tavern known as the Blood of the Vine, and to the left you can see a mercantile building. The sparse lights from this building spill out from behind what look to be heavy drawn curtains, with a sign that creaks on hinges that says Bildrath's Mercantile.
Fortuitous. It's the first shop that we found.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right.
Oh. I'll head in.
Head in.
Very well. As you enter, the sound of a small bell rings, and you can see a man with a very prominent mustache sitting behind a table. He looks out over his counter across thick glasses that he wears to frame his face, and he says, "Travelers, we have not seen you before. Welcome. Please feel free to browse wares, but keep hands to self, or else."
This is one scary shop, guys.
Thank you, shopkeeper, for your warm welcome. Indeed, we are new to this establishment. Might you perchance be also in charge of any stables?
Stables?
And horses.
There are some horses for sale, yes. Why, you want horses? You buy horses.
Yes, we buy horses.
Good.
I go to I kind of pull Demiro aside for a sec. I just need to talk to my friend for 1 second. Demiro, do you have enough for a horse? As I kind of whisper it to him.
And enough what?
enough to buy a horse.
Oh, gold. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Um,
He said we gotta buy them. You know what gold is for, right?
oh, it's just been such a long time since I've used any.
What have you been doing up till now?
Struggling.
Oh,
Usually
well,
my
that
own
makes
legs
sense.
get me where I want to go quite well, but
Yeah,
yes, we cannot tarry.
we could. I'd say if
Well, it depends how much she's willing to sell the horses for, of course.
right, yes. I guess I'll let you do the talking. You seem to be good at that, so
You
try
begin to
and
you begin to negotiate the price of a horse. Even by your regular standards, he is charging you 10 times the normal value of a horse.
It must indeed be fine uniform.
maybe best we find.
He says, "You
someone-
don't like prices? You can go find other shop. This is not place for people like you."
Is there another shop?
bat in my general direction.
No shop, only me. I am Bildrath. Bildrath Cantemir.
Bildrath Cantemir, pleased to meet you. I'm Demiro Sanford. I'm sure that a man of your means and such obvious talents and good looks must have needs of something more than just gold. I'm sure we
No,
can come to
just
an arrangement.
gold. That is all I want.
Nothing else.
There is nothing here in village for me to want.
Oh,
Everything.
well. But anything from outside the village, perhaps.
Believe it or not, literally everyone in this town has a quest that you can do for them,
Yes!
except
Oh
this guy.
no!
Literally
Oh,
everyone has
no.
something, and it's like basically he goes, he never bargains since he says, if you want it badly enough, you'll pay for it. That's literally the line I got. So here's what I'm going to do.
Wow.
I'm going to allow the audience to participate, and the audience may give an idea for something that this merchant might want from our group of adventurers while they are browsing his wares. So leave in chat any of your ideas, and I will pick one that sounds great. So there you go. I'm going to create an encounter based on what you guys like. So there you go. Now-
We haven't specified values, but I'm guessing it's essentially you're saying there's no way we could actually afford any of this stuff.
More or
Of
less.
course.
So here is the parameters of the store. You can buy anything from the adventuring gear table in the player's handbook, but only items that are 25 gold or less. However, he does sell them for 10 times the price.
Right.
Now, I'm just including horses in that list as well, because I believe horses might be a little bit more than 25 gold. Which of
Especially
course,
at 10.
yeah, which is also at 10 times. So that's what you can do. Now, right now, I've got no suggestions from the audience yet. So you guys will have some time to browse or discuss what else you would like to do while we are waiting for an adventure idea or a quest idea.
500. Holy crap. 500 gold for a healing potion?
Yep.
Oh no!
Except we can't get it because it's cost more than 25.
Well, if you want it badly enough.
Here's
These
Here's
guys
a-
really have been
here's-
studying for a long time. This is a
here's
captive-
1/10 now, and the other 9/10 later.
Good. Then here's 3 drops. Come back when you've got the rest of the money.
Here's a part of the horse.
You've got 3 suggestions now.
I got 3 suggestions. Go and save a family member that's been taken hostage. You need to organize and label and categorize his shelves, and a gold statue. Have a gold statuette from someone in town. So go find a gold statuette from someone in town. Okay, let's try this. So we're gonna.
We're not going to sit here for 2 hours doing the shelf stacking.
We might, because here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna invite everyone in chat. Everyone in chat, you do get a chance to. All right, hold on, because I can do this now. Ha 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 ha. It's my channel, and I can do this sort of thing. Here we go. All right. So we've got Quest. Let's see. Save family member who has been taken hostage.
Stardew Valley.
Okay, so save family member.
The mayor.
We have stock take. We have steal a statue. Ooh, place flowers on a grave.
Ooh.
On a grave. I like that one. That one's actually kind of cool.
not-
All right, here
that's
we go.
not-
Here we go. So, here we go. I am putting up a poll. There is now
What?
a
I
poll
love
for
it.
you guys. Fetch water from a certain spring. However, there's a sprite that doesn't quite want to share. I'll throw that one into the flower one as well. Like, you know, the flower, like the grave is like underneath a tree where the sprite just doesn't want you to get close because he thinks you're after water or something. Well, we can work with that. All right. We'll see what the votes go. All right, we got 2 votes so far. Oh wow! That kind of startled me. I didn't mean that. Didn't mean. Are we literally going on a stock take?
Yeah!
Oh, we got placing flowers. We got 2 for placing flowers, 2 for the stock take. A few more seconds left. Not enough time to grab more bits. No, there's not. All right. Are you serious? Like,
Whoa!
guys.
Looks like we're doing all 3.
All right, I guess.
We have to save a family member from doing a stock take by getting them flowers from a grave.
Where the sprite is.
Okay, no. I got it. Nope, I've got it perfectly. No, I got it. I'm gonna do all 3 because I'm that good. All right. Just give me a minute. So don't forget, guys, and this is good advice for you as a GM. Never be afraid to say, I need a second. I need a second. Talk among yourselves in character.
Oh, what do you think this guy wants? I mean,
Well, I'm
we
sure.
can't afford.
We
We gotta-
Where's that go?
How much, Mira, how much money do you even have on you?
1, 2.
Okay.
I've got some.
Anyway,
Mm.
he's got it packed in his hooves. So, Esther, what do you think?
I think I could always use my hand axe and we can just, get what we want.
Whoa, just
no.
gotta push him out of the door. I'll hang on to her.
Okay, Esther. Yes, Esther. I want to. I want to, though. I wonder
No,
if he's got
you're
any
just lifting
chips.
it up, and she's like,
Have you guys
Chips
found
are here.
any chips? I've been looking on the shelves for chips. I haven't found any.
Did you eat them all last night?
His
Maybe
price
I
is
did.
maybe highway
Maybe I
robbery.
did.
I managed to save them from the spider egg, and you already eat them all. What the-
All right,
was
I got it.
hungry.
So I would also like to point out that I created that encounter in like less than a couple of minutes. Okay, so here we go. He looks to you and he says, "Well, listen. Perhaps there is something that I can do for maybe 1 horse and a small cart. You see, my nephew, he's supposed to be stocking the shelves, but he is absconded for the afternoon. Recently, the young boy lost his mother. He is likely run off to go cry by the grave, which has been put outside of town. I need that layabout to come back to work. If you can go and fetch him, then maybe I can give discount. Small discount."
Wonderful news.
Mm.
Everything's worth 5 times as much as.
He will go down to regular prices. Well, let's say that he will give you the use of his horse and cart. However, you can't leave the village with it, as it were. You can't go on long trips with it.
Yeah.
Small
Right.
discount, little discount. Don't push it. All right. Very well. So with that in mind, do you guys accept the quest to find Periwimple? Not even joking. That is the kid's name.
I'm writing that
Oh,
down.
the horse and cart could prove invaluable if if we need to carry the child back, then it could be beneficial. Someone could be able to tend her in the back of the cart.
I could pull the cart.
All right.
Or Jinto could pull the cart.
Mhm.
He's stronger than I.
If Argento is volunteering, yes, we could strap him to the front as well.
All right. Agreeing to help the store owner, you start to make your way towards what you feel is the right direction to find the this individual. What I require is a survival check from everyone, if you would be so kind.
Hmm.
Yes.
Very nice.
I got 6.
All right, very nice. Okay,
Sorry.
let's do this. Okay. Out on the streets, you ask around very briefly, and you find out that there is a small place that some of the people who came from outside of Barovia we used to go and offer prayers to other gods, gods of nature, gods from all sorts of different realms. There was a small altar, like a nameless altar that was erected a short distance from town. You are pretty much informed that if that is likely where the young man has gone to pray. And we now go... Boop! Look at that. Beautiful. All right. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, these maps come courtesy of Neutral Party. Speaking of... Hold on. Come here, you. I see you, bot. I'm going to feed you to Phantom.
But Phantom, eat it.
How do I... There we go. And... Banhammer! Feed my tiny...
Banhammer. Banhammer.
Feed. All right.
It's like Thor's hammer, but bang.
All right. There we go.
I love it.
There we go. Yum, 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 yum. All right. So, now that the bot has been fed to Phantom, now, you guys begin to make your way to the northeast, following the trail as laid out before you. Oh, right, I was promoting something. These lovely maps come courtesy of a Patreon page that I follow. It is called Neutral Party. .com/Neutral Party. These are absolutely amazing maps and stuff like that. So if you run virtual tabletops, go check them out. They have tons and tons of stuff in their catalog, and very reasonably priced. Okay, so our heroes find themselves making their way northward when they see a small outcrop of stones that seem to have been laid in a very particular order around a central plinth where several flowers have been laid. There, sitting in the dirt, is a sad, morose-looking young lad, which you can see here. All right, what would you like to do?
Well, there's the lad. Clearly needs some cheering up.
Are there any other flowers in the area?
You can indeed find a series of flowers, though many of the flowers that grow here are muted in color, very dull, but you know, you can find some reasonably pretty ones.
I pick a few of them to make a small bouquet.
All right, you do so. Your bouquet is quite lovely. Yes? Is that a hand raised, Mac? Nope. Okay. Argento,
Yes. I'm just sort of hanging around, looking around all these sort of stones. Definitely feel a bit timid in places like this, considering I'm getting all these sort of weird experiences based on my first memory that I've spoken about previously. So, in this whole place sort of gives me these creepy flashbacks to that time. So, I'm kind of just hanging around, looking around everywhere. Obviously, I see the boy, but my moral concern is just making sure that nothing is sort of lurking around in the bushes and things like that.
Ah, very nice. So, staying alert, you begin to look around. As you do, I need a perception check from everyone, please.
Oh,
Nice.
nice one.
At this point, a creature you can see seems to sit on a rock nearby. A tiny little creature with glowing wings. It seems to have next to it a small sort of gourd that's half spilling out with what looks to be a glistening golden sap. And he looks, and this tiny creature seems to watch you. If you hadn't sort of paid attention to that particular rock, you would have absolutely missed it. But Argento, Domiro, both of you see it quite clearly.
Is it recognizable what it is?
Yes, you can recognize it as a sprite. It twists up the end of the gourd and takes a big sip, and then wipes its mouth.
Do I know anything about sprites?
Make a nature check if you would like to know about sprites. Something that I entirely know about. No. Aside from them being, of course, small creatures who are commonly associated with natural places, groves, and stuff like that, that is all you know about them.
Okay, and it just seems to be minding its own business at the moment, watching us.
For now, yes.
Okay, I'll start
Oh, wait, no, I
approaching
don't.
the boy, but I would like to begin playing somewhat of a muted dirge, so to speak, funeral song.
All right. You start to play, and as you place your pipes to your lips and start to play, all of you, all of a sudden, you feel a sharp pain in the top of your head as a gourd comes flying in your direction. Will you cut that shite out?
Oh, wrong song, was it?
Well, where did that come?
It's a place of sombrance. You shut your damn mouth, and your stupid instrument, and your ugly face. He picks his nose and farts loudly.
Where?
Sounds very much like sovereigns.
No, yeah, does it now?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Aha. That's right. Now listen here, you. I don't know where you come from. I don't know what your big feet intend to do, but that can get stepping and go back the way you came.
But we came here for a reason.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you came for a reason. That changes everything. Piss off,
excellent.
you.
Wonderful. Wait, you didn't mean that at all.
He tries to fly, but ends up sort of going a bit sideways, and then hitting the ground. And he still stands up, and he kind of wipes himself up. He goes, "Where's my bloody drink?" He looks around.
Here you go.
You kind of toss the drink back at him. He sort of takes it and sort of licks up the last few. You can tell that this sprite has definitely seen better days.
Could I offer you a refill now that it's been emptied?
Make a persuasion check, and get advantage because he definitely likes the drink.
I can't get less
Double choose.
than persuasion.
You can't get less than what?
A 10 on the dice.
Very well. Oh, you can't. Okay, very well. We'll count it as a 10, which makes it a 17. You reach into your pocket and pull out a flask. Now, do you have any actual alcohol on your person?
Yes.
What is it?
Do you?
Describe the type of alcohol that Demiro is walking around with. As a satyr, I imagine you'd have some good stuff.
Yes. I have some wine. There was no real specification, but let me specify it. It is a wonderfully brewed satyr variation of an elven wine, obviously much younger than the older varieties, but lends it more of a buoyant, fruity kind of flavor.
Got more of an earthy taste.
As you pass the flask, it's basically almost like a pitcher to him, and he sort of looks at you and he sort of smells it and then sort of tips it up. You can watch as a few drops pass by his lips, and then some of it sort of gushes out. He sort of shakes his head and he goes, "Oh, now that's some mighty strong stuff there." He looks around and he sort of like fills up his little gourd with it. He says, maybe you're all right. You're not one of them stupid ass villagers, are you? What about you, you giant handbag? He says, pointing at the lizard.
Little guy. I see you got the liquid courage. That's all right. But I will not harm you.
Oh, is that so? Hang on a minute. You just hold me jacket. Just all right.
I'll hold this jacket for it.
All right. All right, I don't care how many of you there are. All right, no one calls O'Shaughnessy little or whatever the other thing you said was. Put him up.
You're right. He said he wouldn't hurt you, but clearly
I mean no harm.
Appreciate the episode.
I do not wish to fight you.
Oh, don't you now? You sound just like my mum.
You can tell Argento really just wants to like attack him.
Yeah, Argento's hands are like trembling. I'm gonna put my shirt back on.
I
feel
wish
naked
I
without
cast mirror image on Argento, but unfortunately the self-cast spells. I'm like, no.
All right. So
make it seem like there's four of them.
The sprite is definitely picking a fight.
Mm.
Don't worry, guys. We have the numbers.
Perhaps you could have a demonstration match with Argento, and we can watch from the sidelines over there near that boy.
Just remember, Argento, use the other half of your speed for your sword. Use that.
Argento just doesn't want to fight you because he's afraid.
That is it. That is it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of you.
He looks you up and down and he says he basically like does the whole made you flinch. And he sort of waddles back to his gourd and picks it up again.
Argento gives a look to Esther as if to say, "What have you made me do?"
All right. He is now amiable for a conversation. Well done. I'm going to give a inspiration to Argento for the self-restraint. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, what would you like to say to this drunk, slovenly sprite?
Good question. So, I guess I'd like to ask him a little bit about, I guess, how long has he noticed the boy here, and does the boy come here frequently? Is what's going on? Is he here often? Does he see this boy here a lot? Does he see anybody else here? I guess that's the questions I'd start to ask him.
He says, "That boy's lad. He just his mom died recently, okay, and she used to take good care of the forest and would make offerings to the gods here, and that made them happy. But then when she passed, the offerings, you know, they just stopped coming. And well, the boy, he's a good lad. He keeps bringing the offerings now in place of his dear mum. And so I won't let you stop him from offering. What was it doing again?
Flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, flower. Yes,
Flowers.
you can take those flowers to his mum. Because his mum was a saint. His mum was... He starts to whimper and sort of like fan his eyes as he starts to cry. He then goes over to the corner of the rocks. And as he's about to cry, he just... bleh in the corner. You can probably walk past him.
Yes. I think we should move past him, get these flowers over to him, see if we can entice him to come back to work. Let's see.
Horse and cart.
He looks like he's 5.
So let's, should we try to pass him, guys? You want to move?
No. Yes. Let's
Sidle past it.
sneak past him
Yeah.
while he's not looking.
So yeah.
While he's barfing his guts out.
I'll just I walk past him and I'll offer a refill.
You as you do that definitely makes him feel a little bit queasy, and he is definitely preoccupied for the remainder of the encounter. Now,
Oh, that works.
Awesome.
all right, you guys may slowly make your way up towards the to the young lad. As you do, he doesn't seem to notice you as you approach. He is definitely very very caught up in his own thoughts as he seems to be overlooking the small grave that he is next to. All right. Now, first of all, I'd like to just give a very quick shout out and a thank you to, I'm going to try and say this, and I do apologize if I say it wrong, Jen Shogi. For the bits, thank you so much, and the well wishes. It is greatly and wonderfully appreciated. And thank you, of course, to all our new followers and fans. Greatly appreciate to see you here. Guys, the plot twists that we have just been given have now been added to the list, and if you guys can think of a point and a means for me to use them in-game, feel free to give the suggestions out, because I am very active in chat, and will be more than happy to add your encounters to today's game. That's the point of doing live stuff. We get to do stuff together. Let's do it. All right. So... the young lad seems to be lost in thoughts. Who would like to approach?
Hey,
Es-
hi.
Yeah, Esther, you step forward. As you approach, the small child, young boy, is on his knees.
I go? Or,
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was waiting. Do I go?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, thank you. Excuse me, darling.
The boy turns and looks at you. You can tell that there's sort of bags under his eyes, signs that he's clearly been crying.
My name's Esther, baby. Are you
I am
Periwinkle?
Periwinkle.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, but... She looks to the grave and walks forward a bit more. Is it alright if I sit with you?
He doesn't say anything. He just sort of nods slowly. You take a seat in the dirt, right by his side. He then says, "She wasn't supposed to die. She just got sick. Uncle Bildrath said that he had medicine, and we gave it to her, and she was supposed to get better. But she just kept getting colder. I wanted to be with her. I didn't want her to go yet. There was still so much that I wanted to say. I wanted to help."
Esther slowly reaches up and takes off a headband of intellect and kind of just leans in and shows it to the boy, saying, "This was my Mama Doris. She gave it to me before she passed. She told me it was the least important thing she would ever give me, but I'm sorry for your loss. I understand how it feels like."
The little boy, like, sort of starts to well up with tears once again.
Take your time.
After a few moments, Esther, do you put the flowers down?
I do.
As you do this, he perks up a little. I think I'm ready to go home. I think
You sure?
what I really want is I don't want to forget. You know, so many of my friends, their mothers and their fathers, they all have had people that they've lost. And my friend, she can't even remember what her mum looked like. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget what Mum looked like.
You know, when I'm afraid I'm going to forget what my mama looked like, she made me sing a song with her. She would tell me how beautiful I was, and I would tell her how beautiful she was. I would always remember what she looked like because I told myself every day. But it's strange ain't it, forgetting. But I don't think you will, honey. Time is strange and its effects are wearing. But some things stay with us forever. And your mama, she's gonna stay with you.
He nods again and wipes the tears from his eyes. He places his hands together and once again closes his eyes and pray and says a final prayer. He dusts himself off and collects his things, and he is more than happy to follow you back towards the town. Now, during this time, I would like to give everyone an inspiration point for successfully completing the quest and retrieving the child. In addition, I would also like to thank the audience. Guys, that was a purely improv scene and quest from you guys and your suggestions. We had the sprite, we had the grave, and we had the technically missing person. So there you go. There we got everything, I think, maybe. All right.
That was really good.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
All right. Sprite. The sprite might come back. The audience, to my audience, if you want, try to name the sprite. Give the sprite a name, and then we'll maybe make it a recurring character for the campaign. So there you go. All right. Back in the village of Barovia, our heroes return once again triumphantly with the small child in tow. As you arrive, Bildrath says, "There you are, useless child. Get back to work. Don't you know stocktake is now..." "But it's always stocktake." "Yes, exactly. So get to work." "Lay about good for nothing, lazy. If you didn't have abs that you could grate cheese on, I would have fired you ages ago." He takes off his shirt, and despite being 10 years old, has the body of a freaking lumberjack. He is like an 8-pack and like huge pecs, and he lifts this like 30-kilo bag of grain onto his shoulder with one hand as he starts to move and take the stock in and out of the shop. "Well, I suppose you have done good job. You have returned useless employee to me. Very well. I will give you use of my horse and cart, but keep in mind, you kill it, or the cart is damaged, you buy it. You understand?"
Understood.
"Yeah, good. Now, you buying anything with actual money, or you just here to do favors for everyone?"
Neighbors for days. No.
Yeah, this is vibes.
Back. You got healing potions?
I have healing potions.
I take out my 50 gold, put it on the card. I'll take one.
50 gold. Blah. What is this?
Blah.
Chump change? You can afford 450.
450.
Ah, with discount.
Take the gold back. This place is a waste anyway.
You what, mate?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
All right. Realizing that, of course, the very, very sullen merchant may not have what you require just yet, you very quickly decide to... Oh, yep.
Sorry. I just want to step up to the not in an accosting way, just kind of approaching and say,
Yeah.
"Sir, I'm sorry for your loss."
Whoa, what's it? Ooh.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I just wanted to say it. I'm sorry.
No,
You're
don't
good.
apologize. Don't apologize. It's good.
Oh, nice. Oh my god.
Okay, let me see if I can find
I
it.
didn't even think of that. Oh yeah.
For the first time, you see the glower in his face slowly diminish. You can see that he very quickly goes to the like a small shelf behind the actual counter, where there is a small. It looks like almost like a toy. As he sort of looks at it and he places his hand on the toy, he sort of nods and he asks you to leave. Now he says this calmly and peacefully. But when you return next, he will only have increased the price by 50% instead of by several hundred. So you got to pay 1.5 times instead of the full
Whoa.
10 times. So it is still a ripoff, but it's much less of a ripoff. All right.
As we walk out, Esther, how did you know? Did you?
What do you mean?
I didn't even think. Like you said, sorry for your loss.
Don't think to say sorry for your loss. I didn't mean anything bad. I just meant to say it.
Oh, I thought you were saying that like because maybe that kid is his dad.
It's nephew. His
Or-
nephew.
You knew that. You knew that before. Vagog, for someone playing the wizard who is so smart, that was hilarious. It's like, how did you know? How did I know? Because his
told us.
his nephew's mother died. I mean, genius. All right. As Esther has a look of confusion at Vagog's question, you leave natural one on recall. Yes. You leave the actual shop. And nothing happens. No, it was just the music is so on point, except in certain moments. It's like, yeah.
Bagog's mind works. It's like,
Okay.
doo-doo-doo.
To the north, as I previously mentioned, is of course the tavern known as the Blood of the Vine. To the south, you see a large mansion that seems to be quite opulent, if not a little bit under kept. You can see that some of the weeds are overgrown and the like, but yeah. Those are the two most notable things you can see.
Mm.
So, would you like to head to north to the tavern, or would you like to head south to the mansion?
Should we actually head off now that we have the horse and
Demiro,
cart?
do you want a refill since you gave that fairy or that pixie all your alcohol?
Well, I mean, we should head off, but now that you mention it, could always do with a refill.
You
before-
did give him quite a bit. What was that, Esther?
Esther's gonna look at the two and say, just look at you both in the eye and kind of just go, "We should head off."
You're absolutely right. We'll come back here later, Demiro.
Yeah.
But we
You
could just
need to
go
learn.
to town.
I'll pick him up, and I'm gonna like just walk him with us.
It's just over here, though. Now that you've
It's just right there.
rightly brought it to my attention.
It's just right there. We're going that way though.
You passing by.
All right. As you are passing by, of course, the tavern.
Fine, 5 minutes.
All right. You open the door to the tavern. A single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, and its brightness comes from this wonderful place. As you enter, you can see a 60-foot square room. A sign which originally read "The Blood of the Vine." The N has been scratched out, pretty much written with the letter F over it. It is now shoddy and kind of worn, but a blazing fire in the hearth gives scant warmth to a few huddled masses drinking in the corner. There appears to be an individual that kind of catches your eye, a rather well-off looking gentleman that looks thus, who seems to be drinking in the corner, talking with some of the other villagers, sipping at a wine glass. In addition, you can see a bartender behind the bar, who looks like, I need to get the token out, pardon me, who looks like, that's what he looks like. There we go. There he is.
That's the bartender? Ooh.
Yeah, a very heavy-set individual. There's a pudgy little man by the name of Arik, and he, as you enter, he says, "Welcome to my bar. This is the Blood and the Vine. I'm Arik. How can I serve you, travelers? I hope you have coin on you. We don't give drinks for free."
Well, met barkeep. Of course, we would not expect free drinks. But this does seem like the best establishment for weary travelers.
Yes, fine establishment.
It's very well kept. Love it.
Much obliged. I do my best.
A good job you do, indeed.
I do hope, however, that we can afford your offerings.
Well, a small glass of wine will cost you 1 copper piece, whereas a pitcher may cost you 1 silver.
Oh,
I like this guy.
blessings days indeed.
Much better than that merchant.
Oh, yes, Bildrath. Nothing but a no-good two-timing swindler he is.
Well, he's not so bad once you get to know him.
No, he's a complete wanker.
Well, perhaps when you get to know him more, he's a complete wanker, but somewhere in between, he seems
Yes, complete wanker. In fact, if he were a type of candy or confectionery, he would be a wankered-covered wanker with wanker filling.
What?
So he would be a wank cube.
Yes.
Well, since there are 4 of us, we shall have 4 of your pitchers.
Ah, very good, sir. 4 silver pieces, then.
Here you go, barkeep.
You hand the
Just
coin.
give him all 4? Oh, okay.
You hand the coins. He jingles them in his hand as he feels the weight. He then pours out 4 pitchers of brightly red and like a darkish red wine in front of you. As he does so, some of the other patrons seem to take notice of this, and of you taking a drink. Eventually, one of the people, the man in the picture here, approaches you.
There's a man in my picture?
Yes.
Oh, God, not again.
Hello, it's me again.
Ah!
Alright. A man walks over. As he does so, he says, "I haven't seen you around town. Pray, travellers, where have you come from? You are not native to this region of Barovia, at least."
Why, no, we are indeed new to town. We got lost not long ago, and, well, here we are. But it is wonderful to meet you.
Yes. Pardon my manners. I am Ismark. And what business brings you to this fine young village?
Well, quite honestly, it's the first village that we came across.
I see. He looks around and he sort of says, well, I hope for your sake that your stay here will be short. Though, unlikely though those chances may be. He goes and settles back into his chair with a very glazed look in his eye.
Glazed. I'm going to look in his direction and cast Detect Thoughts.
Very well. He does not resist, as he does not know you are casting. As your spell magics fill the air and your senses reach out to his mind, you get the impression of mourning and sadness, the death of a loved one, a father, a man by the name of Kjolan Indrinovich. A name you know well, as it is the name of the Burgermeister.
I turn to the group. This guy was the Burgermeister.
What was his name?
Keelan.
Yeah.
Driven in.
I will.
Boyan
will-
Andreevich.
Yeah, I will type it in chat.
My best pronunciation of what I wrote down as his name.
Not the best pronunciation, but sometimes I just get it right. I don't think it's this time.
I just put Keelan Gesundheit.
Yeah, so that's the name of the Burgermeister, and
Yeah.
this dude's name is Ismark.
Oh, well, it was close.
What did you see there from your mind reading? What was it? His father is
He seemed to be mourning.
yeah. So it looks like his father
Mourning for the Burgermeister.
potentially. How do we broach this with him? We don't want to just ask him, "Is your father the Burgermeister and is he dead?" That's kind of forward and rude. That's something I would probably say to him.
Go on. No, just kidding.
Well, again, to remind you guys, you have literally a letter from the Burgermeister inviting you to go see him at his mansion, which is, for those of you who would like to see, is one of the handouts that we had.
Mhm.
I will share it with the audience so that they can see as well.
Yeah.
There we go. That is the. Oh, that is terrible. Let me try that again, please. There we go. That is too big, but that's fine. It says, "Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly peasant of Barovia, send something for thee. We plead for thy to desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Lena Kaloyana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I would offer all that I might have to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt but assist my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. Off that I shall be thine."
Can you
I think
share
that's
that
what
with
it
us
says.
so we can link it?
Hey, what's up? We have the Crow's Nest crew coming in for the raid. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Share with me all the details of your stream while we lull into our own. Now, for those of you who have just
Share that
joined
note
us...
with
What's that?
Could you share the note with us?
I can share it again. Just bear with me. Oops, that's not the one.
We can link it now.
There we go. I have shared that with you, so you guys can have that. And this is just another version of it as well. I think that one's much easier to read. Okay, So, to fill in our raiders who have just showed up. Now, our group has arrived in the village of Barovia. They have done a menial quest for the merchant in order to get a discount, which is still a rip-off, but a discount nonetheless. They have gone to the local tavern in order to try and get some more supplies for their journey ahead to try and find a missing child. However, they have bumped into the son of the town's burgomaster, basically the mayor of the town. The mayor is apparently recently deceased, as detected by Vagag's detecting thought spell, and they are deciding how to broach this particular topic with his son, Ismark. Okay, the scene is yours.
We need someone to comfort him.
Ismark, before you go, we have not drink yet.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What did you say?